Hi everyone, thanks for watching this video with me. For those of you, maybe all of you, have had people in your life at the very worst moment sit there and tell you, just get over it. Why do you care so much? You dodged a bullet, be glad, be happy. Huh? But it's not how you feel, is it? They don't understand, do they? This stuff is complex. Don't leave it up to your friends who know nothing about this to make sense of it, to help you understand it. Instead of telling them what happened, tell them how you feel. Okay? It's confusing, isn't it? Why? Why would you miss the person that mistreated you so badly, who abused you so much? Well, for years now I've heard, because in the beginning it was so good. I have good memories too. Of course you do. Of course you do. What do you miss about them, about the relationship? Maybe write it down. What do you not miss? Maybe we need to remind ourselves. Maybe we need to write down an entire bad list so we don't forget. We can't separate people into parts. It's the whole thing. Whole thing. We now learn what kind of the things that we like, right? But we have to learn the kind of things we don't like. That's what dating's for, isn't it? So I'm going to go over several different reasons why you still miss your abuser. And I wrote, narcissist, borderline, it's anyone that mistreated you, who abused you. Because that's the few in this world. Attachment and loss. Good place to start. We can attach to anyone. Be careful who you allow into your life. You'll attach to them. And then we lose them. One of the worst experiences of a human being's life is to lose another person they care about, care for. Either they die or the relationship fails and ends. It's a horrible experience for us. We want to try to not have as much loss as possible, isn't it? Right? Society says failed relationships is a failure. Divorce being one of the biggest failures, society says, right? I mean, job loss, divorce, failure. And we are right there to be really hard on ourselves, aren't we? Failed relationships can cause guilt and shame, especially without any closure. Just poof. There was someone else now. I hope that all of you have learned or learning how important closure is and stop ghosting each other, huh? One of the worst things we could do to people, ghost them, not say nothing. Just walk out of their life without a word. Awful. And I've heard of, the closest relationships, longest relationships, people doing this. It's incredible. I've experienced it. It's awful. We need closure, and we need to know the truth. We need to know why this failed, and we need to arrive at that conclusion together and walk away, both agreeing that's what's best for us, and telling each other as much truth as we can to help us heal and move on. But when you don't get it, how do you move on? Well, you can find closure. You can find the truth for yourself. I help clients do this. But I think a narcissist and a borderline is pretty damn incapable of offering any kind of closure, because they don't tell the truth and they don't know who the hell they are. When we lose someone, we've got past, present, and future. This is something a lot of people don't think about or consider. Past, we have the memories. Yeah? So many. Maybe with our own family and other people we care about. They were there during the worst and best times of our life. They helped celebrate with us and were there for us when we were down, maybe. But we get that feeling that they know us. Maybe you lost a family member while you were dating this person. They knew that family member. Whereas the next girlfriend or boyfriend you meet will never know that family member that was gone. Something I remember dealing with. So we have these past memories, and then present, here we are now without them. They're not here, are they? We're left with ourselves. And this typically causes, in a lot of us, most of us, some sort of situational depression. Why? Because it hurts. What hurts? Introspecting after loss. After that person's gone and it's just us here. And we can be very self-critical, hard on ourselves. And it can cause depression. Then we have the future, the plans we made. What happened to those? We're not getting married anymore. We're not having children anymore. We're not moving to California anymore and getting that big house we thought of. None of that's happening. It's not going to. You didn't get what you needed from them. You're never going to. These plans could be pretty grandiose, huh? Pretty incredible. Maybe there's a sense of also possessiveness. Jealousy, right? They're going to be with someone else. They are with someone else. That doesn't feel good, does it? No, it sure doesn't. I'm sorry. We are left with unhealed trauma, unexpressed and misunderstood experiences. That causes guilt and shame that we're left with ourselves. And our brains must make sense of this. And we have a lot of open emotions. All of this chaos, things they did, the contradictions, didn't make sense. Blame you for things that they did. Now we're wondering, is it me? What's wrong with me? This touches whether you're aware of it or not. It's still there. It touches our unhealed childhood traumas. All of you have had some sort of neglect or abuse in your childhood. That's why we have relationships like this now. Hopefully they stop. But we can do more than just hope. Get help. We may have a sense of responsibility for them. Narcissists, borderlines, toxic people tend to parentify their victims. A sense of responsibility, a duty to be there for them, to protect them, to nurture them, to care for them. If we don't, what will happen to them? And then we have dependency. I don't care if you call it codependency, but it's addiction. It's addiction. The rise and fall, the instability of this relationship with an unstable person causes addiction. Just like drugs, get high, come down, alcohol, get drunk, you're hungover, gamble a lot of money, lose it, build up for sex, have orgasm, gone. Love each other, say I love you, and then break up. Get back together, and then fight. Yeah. And then get back together, and then tell each other we hate each other, and threaten that we're going to be with someone else, and then leave someone else and come back to you. Ooh, 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 ooh. Addiction. Why else would we miss and want our abuser back that wants to kill us from the inside? It's evil. We want evil back. We want our life to be full of evil again. Doesn't make sense, does it? You ever talk to a heroin addict? Heroin only gets so good for a while. It only lasts so long. Then it's just downhill from there. But yet they always want it back. They always go back. The alcoholic, the drug addict, the sex addict. It's hard to stop. Our hormones and our nervous system are deeply affected by this. It can cause damage to our brains, and we need to heal from this. But makes it that element of missing them even more. They made me feel better. I know how bad it is. I know how bad it has been and how bad it could be. But my brain's telling me if I go back there, I'll feel better. This will all go away. All this anxiety and depression and worry and panic, sadness and loneliness and doubt. Get help. There's help available. I at least want to say that. And everyone can heal from this. Everyone, everybody can heal from this, okay? Don't spend the rest of your life trying. Just get the help you need and heal from this and put it behind us. Close this chapter and open up the next one, because it can be much, much better. And don't let these experiences define us. It just feels bad. All the way to our psyche. Our brains need to make sense of this stuff, okay? We have traumatic experiences that were too much for us to handle, and our nervous system may have gone offline. All these emotions we had for the past months, years, all the bad things they did, and you're afraid to maybe tell someone. These are open emotions. You could have a ton of them. They're not going anywhere. We need to close them, and we do that by expressing them. There's nothing better than telling someone. That's what healing is and recovery. That's all therapy is, talk therapy. Just talk. Finally get some validation, some clarity, some understanding. Make sense of what happened. Because if we don't, then we are awful and we deserve it. And no one does. But you may think so. And if you have that attitude, I'd be very scared about the next person that enters your life. Please heal from this stuff, okay? Time doesn't do it. Vitamins, pills, drugs, alcohol, sex, more addictions doesn't do it. Isolating doesn't do it. Comparing ourselves to others, exercise, all good things that, not some of those weren't good, but there are many good things that supplement this, but there's no replacement for talk therapy, okay? Everyone can heal, so can you, no matter what your brain's telling you. Just reach out and tell someone, tell your story. Have some help understanding what happened and express those emotions and close them, because our memories are just emotionally significant. And once they're not emotionally significant anymore, it's not bad. And again, these don't define us. What we do with this defines us. That means we have control over who we are and who we become, okay? Share your experiences, please, down below if you feel comfortable doing so, and let me and us know maybe the things that helped you, okay, the most. And ask questions, please. I always encourage you to ask questions. You can always ask questions on the weekly Q&As too. I'll always answer those. Thank you, everybody. Love yourself first, okay? Bye-bye.